to yet another edition of the Reverse Pivot. Welcome, Stephen.
Well, hi, Bruce. It seems a while since we've been sitting opposite each other, a bit of Zooming and so forth. And you're a busy boy out there in the, as a retired basketball coach. You don't seem too retired.
Well, not many people are aware of this, that you're the new general manager of the North Gold Coast Seahawks. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So you've been, all of a sudden we've become really busy beavers.
We have. And you got to share with what were you doing with yourself?
My title is Senior Programs Coordinator at the Southern District Spartans.
Okay.
Similar along the lines.
Big recruitment by Southern Districts to pull the BP out of the Capitals.
Well, I didn't have any position with the Capitals.
Yeah.
And the Capitals are, I wish them the best of luck. There's great people there.
There is great people at Capitals.
But there was no position for Bruce. None was offered. None was tendered. So anyway, we're both back in a stance.
We're in a stance. It's been a long time since I've been in a basketball role. And I'm on week 4. And mate, you know what I love? I love being out there. There's 8 courts at Coomera, and when all the kids are there playing and the team's training, and just it's cool.
It's throbbing.
Yeah.
Hey, so what we're doing today, first off, shout out, Brian Curl Basketball, thank you, BK. Fit Education, Chris Weir, you're a gentleman. Big Dog Sports, Ryan Stolberg. In fact, this podcast, we are previewing the 25-26 NBL season, and then we're going to combine it with the podcast that we've done with Marcus Bellchambers. We've had Kyle's had to remove a lot of profanity from Marcus and Ryan Stolberg, dating back when they won the championship in
97.
97.
They won the national championships. Like it's a bit like they were the underdogs. Shouldn't have won it, but they did. But we'll let them. We won't steal that thunder.
No.
Because that's good thunder.
That is good thunder. And that I wasn't around here because I was too busy winning a world championship with Sammy Mack and Chris Anstey and assisted Ian Stacker and that. So I didn't get a chance to follow the Queensland State League, but it's still quite an achievement.
Were you dropping some names then?
Yeah, a few names. Aaron Traher, Brendan Mann, Frankie Drimmich, Scotty McGregor, Simon Dwight, Almighty Dwighty.
Mate, there's some great names.
So how we're gonna do this, Stevie? I'm gonna start with Adelaide, then you're gonna do your next team.
I'm going to do Cairns after you.
Okay.
You just do yours and then hand over to me. And
all right.
And can we preface this with what I feel in my life as a person following basketball in this country, without doubt, the most published, the most interesting off-season I have ever seen.
Oh, I agree.
I've never seen anything like it. It's going to be
the best as far as talent goes and equality.
For all the teams. They're looking way better.
But let's get hoed in because Adelaide, they have major recruit in Bryce Cotton coming over.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. So their point guard positional players are Bryce Cotton, Isaac White, Keanu Rasmussen, Shea Brogan. I'm wondering if that's any relation to Dean Brogan and Michelle Brogan.
Must be.
Gotta be. Brogans are, I've heard of Bogan.
It's your research on this one. I'm sorry I didn't.
Yeah. Scoring guards, DJ Vasiljevic, who is the team captain, and Michael Harris. Small forwards. Now, Flynn Cameron's not a small forward, mate. But
he must be 6'5".
6'5", but he's a point guard. Matt Kenyon, Dang Man Yang. Then the power forwards, Montrez Harrell. It's good to see him back.
Yeah.
Zelon Sheatham, Magok Manyong. That must be Dang Manyong's brother, maybe cousins. Center, Chris Humphreys and Ben Griscott. They're coached by Mike Wells. remember the start of the year. They were, Mike Wells, this, that. Mike Wells knows his poop. He
Okay.
knows his stuff.
Okay.
Now, last year, Adelaide finished 13-16, which would have been 7th. How many teams make the playoffs? Because they knocked Sydney out. You can get to that later. They were 13-16. When we're all said and done, let's pick our top 6. If you only have 10 teams, only 6 teams.
Yeah,
make the
there's only
playoffs.
6. I think they knocked them out of the playoffs.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm glad you started. You've started the research.
I've started
on
it.
fire.
I know, but mate, every NBL club is actively trying to build their teams ahead of the NBL. NBL launches Ignite Cup in-season tournament with $400,000 prize money. Hoops Fest 26 will be held in Perth in January 26.
We've already had the Blitz.
We've had the Blitz, and NBL is back, baby. How to watch the Blitz is come and gone. Who won the Blitz, Stevie?
That's a good question. I've got a funny feeling it was New Zealand.
It was New Zealand. Okay, your team. Who do you have on your hit parade?
I'm going with Cairns, just to just sort of go from the top of the country. And Cairns, wow. Just a little story about Cairns. They finished the year. I think everyone admired them through the last season. You know, they lost a shitload of games, and then they won a couple at the end they shouldn't have won. They won in Perth. Amazing. Adam Ford leads the club. He's gone. And they're going, okay, Adam's going to be our consultant. Now, then there's talk of private ownership. And I can't find anywhere that private ownership has happened. But I tell you what, they've opened the checkbook. They open the checkbook, and back comes Adam Ford. It's like Superman has come back. He's on it's like it's the range. The Ranger on the white horse. That's his name. He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
Like the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
Okay.
He's back.
Okay.
So he's chased some. He's a guy, Ashton Haggins, USA. He's a point guard. Big guy who's got an NBA experience at Orlando is Admiral Schofield.
Yeah.
And a smart play, they probably got him at a good price, is Marcus Lee. You know, he's bounced around our league. He knows our league. He competes well. He'll come off the bench, no doubt. But the big news in Cairns is Jack McVeigh.
Absolutely.
$1 million, they say. Jack McVeigh, I just read an interesting story about him, how he has had some mental struggles, like because he hasn't had a break. It's like he, final, and then he was summer league, then he was, two-way, then he's playing there, then he's in, Olympics, and he felt that, he's always got out of bed with a jump in his step, and he's got that sort of mentality when you look at Jack and you look at enthusiasm. He said he lost it. But he's back, he's focused, he's just, I think, had his first child, and his brother's also playing with him up in Cairns, which is quite interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've signed his younger brother, and I should know his name, and
I'm going to bet it's McVeigh.
But Sam Wardenberg and Kyrie Ivan, Callaway, Kyle Adnam, that's the core that remain. And the guy I really like is the Tish Higgins.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's a find for them. So they're going to be an interesting team. They've also got a couple of young guy that's been trying for years he's been a DP player, but Statman seems to have finally
Cody
found some.
And he's got a younger brother that's going to be in the training squad. But Cody had a good career at Virginia. He's a skilled player.
He won a national championship, even though he didn't get on the court. It was his first year at Virginia. Was Statman.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Now, what do you know about Rain Smith? That's a kid from
So
Louisville.
that's my final piece.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting piece of the puzzle because McVeigh stretches the floor. They've got imports that'll stretch the floor.
A nice roster.
And this guy's a bucket. Now, if you watched, okay, it was the Asia Cup. It wasn't the best international basketball in the world, but it was still international basketball. Mm-hmm. And you could tell that when Rain Smith was on the floor for Australia, he had a license to shoot the ball. Now, I don't care what competition it is. If you're in the national team and you've got the license to shoot, what does that tell you?
That means you can shoot.
You can shoot the ball.
And he's got range, and he's got good handles. They have him down as a scoring guard.
Plays
he
D.
can swing the one.
Plays D. Like, I watched him. He gets down in the stance, and he certainly doesn't, be a scorer that doesn't play D. That's not him.
No.
He's a lefty, and he's got a beautiful stroke. So that's Cairns.
Cairns has got and Adam Ford has said, he's excited about the team. I think they're going to add, they definitely won't be the cellar dwellers. All right, can I go to Perth Wildcats?
Yeah, this will be interesting because this is a great story.
Yeah, it is. So there was all sorts of speculation that they were going to get, what's the guy's name? Dirty
Beverly.
player, Patrick Beverly. That ain't happening.
Well, that would have been interesting. We could have at least gone to a game to watch some profanities.
Correct. But here's their squad. Point guard, they have Ben Henshaw, Dantas Russo-Nance. Then scoring guard, and these guys can swing around. Sunday Dench, Elijah Pepper, who had a big-time NBL 1 year.
Did he? Oh,
and Johnny Rilly's son.
I've watched him play.
Jaron Rilly, he's good.
He handles the ball really well, plays D. He's, I think he was a lefty.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I just from memory watching him play. But
they just signed the guy that led the that stuff's not up to date.
In the G League.
In the G League.
Yeah.
Monroe? What's his name?
Do you want me to do your
Could you please just give me that kid's name? And then the rest I just like hearing my voice.
Sorry. I didn't know I had to research for you.
No, you don't. You don't have to. Just this one because they don't have him here. It's not WAG stuff. So they got the scoring guards. We did that. Then the small forwards, Dylan Windler, Lat Mayan, Cameron Huffner.
He's a DP in the Huffner.
It says DP. Same with Jaron Rilly's a DP.
Yeah.
And so what does IP mean? Intellectual property. Oh, import player, yeah. Christian Doolittle, he's an IP. Noah Kawaka, there's a hyphen. Heg, what's an NS?
Should we like hit the cut sign like in a movie? Because it's quite clear you're rushed today. You've played golf this morning. You've been out negotiating deals.
Yeah.
And I just don't think you've concentrated enough on your research. I can see it.
I haven't done it.
Apologies to our...
But Noah Kawako, Heugu. Hug? Now, what does NS stand for?
The what?
NS.
Next star.
Oh, he's a next star. So is he a Kiwi?
No, he's not a Kiwi. He's from again
Samoa.
Yeah, no. He's somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you got Jesse Wagstaff, the anchor. Love Jesse Wagstaff, and then Thomas Gurovich is a DP. The center is Joe Lawal Aquil Jr.
That big sign, JAL.
That's a big one, mate. And then David Okawara.
And he also played for Australia in that Asian Cup.
David Aquara?
Yeah. Oh, maybe he played in that game against Japan when they.
Sounds like you really don't know.
Yeah, no, but he's good, and he played minutes in the.
Sounds like you're confused.
No, I'm not. This kid is going to be their backup to JAL. He's
the big thing here. Bryce Cotton leaving. He was a feature, and Keanu Pinder going to be playing in Japan with the Akita Northern Happy Nets.
Yeah, but mate, they've bought their G League guy who's the MVP of the G League in.
Yeah, I know. What's his name? You were researching that.
Oh, sorry.
He averaged he's big time.
Sorry, I just keep forgetting that I didn't know I was doing stuff for you.
Okay, that's cool. All right, well, we can get back to him once you finally get to it. But
That's only been announced in the last sort of 24 hours.
that's right.
Yeah.
And social media, I don't know. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
if you listen to social media,
do you
you
wait
think-
for like the cup and string? You know, is that how you communicate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and pounding on the ground.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can I go for my next thing?
yes, sir.
I'm
You got
going to
Brisbane?
go to Brisbane Bullets.
All right.
All right. Now, I've just started off the news today. Lamar Patterson seems like he's injured. I don't know if anyone's injured. I can't find if anyone's injured. I know Holt was carrying an injury, but he is an Australian. Lamar is not an Australian, but he is our replacement for injury. So I'm assuming, because Lamar lives in Brisbane now, that he's got a full-time training gig. And you know what? If someone goes down, at least the guy knows the league, and he's just put up big numbers in NBL 1 again.
I'm going to give a shout out to his son. Plays his year 9s at Ipswich Grammar.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. So big news for the Bullets. Bullets have really we had Stu Lasheru. We were like, hey, when the team they were holding out, and then they've come good with some signings, and I want to talk about some of the signings.
Sure.
Jalen Adams. Now, there's a guy that has had success in this league.
Mm-hmm.
The guy seriously has tools. If he needs to get a bucket, he knows how to get one. He's also an incredibly good passer, and he's great in the fourth quarter, right? However, he didn't have his best year last year in Sydney, and there was something not right in Sydney with him. I hope he comes to Brisbane with a giant chip on his shoulder to prove it, because he's got the tools to compete with anyone in this league in the point guard, and he's a true point guard. So, Jalen, please go somewhere like a local quarry and get a chip in your shoulder, okay? That's for Jalen. Javon.
Poor defender, mate. I mean, I've not seen an import player play as
But he can.
lackadaisical defensively.
I'd like to see. I mean, if you watch the Blitz, whatever it was called.
Do you defend?
I was watching the Bullets defend. It'd be nice if they got their arms up. You know, like above your waistline. But anyway, that's just me being critical. It was at a little bit.
Can I ask a question? Is Javon Freeman Liberty?
Yeah.
Is he an import player?
Yes, he is. And
He's not listed as one.
yeah, he is. He's so he was a top scorer in the G League. He averaged like 25 points a game in the G League. He averaged 21 in the Summer League. Like, this guy's he can score, and just watching a bit of his highlights in the Blitz, you know, he can score. He's quick. He's got that sort of makes nice contact going to the rim, and he still gets his shot off. I reckon he's about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, 6'4" is what they listed him at.
Yeah, and then obviously we have Casey as the Bullets' third import. Mm-hmm. I love Casey. I love how he held the game, how he held the club together last year. But it's got to be nice if he's our third option. You know, I can see him playing. Again, they'll play 4 out, 5 out. You know, but he's going to play in that 4 spot a bit, I think, this year.
Yeah.
For the Bullets. So that brings us to the other signing. So there's, to me, the exciting, not that I've seen a lot of him play, but I'm telling you, you do not make it into the OKC squad unless you can play. They don't pick up a turkey, so he's had...
To whom are we speaking?
We're talking about Alex Dukas.
Oh,
from
yeah.
WA, 6'7", scorer. I think he will start, and he hasn't been
in
on
the small forward position.
I think he'll start in the 3. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe McDaniel off the bench. I don't know, but I'm super excited about an Aussie that is 6'7" and can shoot the ball. They've brought a kid, Canadian. We've talked about him, Jacob Holt.
Yeah.
Canadian / Aussie. His mum's an Aussie. He's come here with, some sort of niggling injury, so we really haven't seen him on the floor. Sammy McDaniel is great to have him back running on the floor. It's so good. But then they've picked up Tane Murray. So a lot going on here at the Bullets, and he is, and I probably was critical of Kiwi, and because I'd seen him in none of the Kiwi squads, but then he turned up in the Asia League and played for the Kiwis, and mate, he's a bit bigger than I thought he is. He's at least 6'5". And he can shoot the ball, plays D. So, but we'll see where he ends up. He's an unknown. And then from they've got Smith Nilma back, Mitch Norton back, which is all good. They're your grunt guys. Terrell, incredibly important for this team. But Jack Purchase and Bradkey.
Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen, Bradkey. So that route.
Well, Jensen's considered a DP. Not that matters, because if push comes to shove and he gets better, right? And
he's a good size.
He is good size.
And I tell you, he's a good size as Purchase. I didn't realise how tall he was.
Yeah.
And he's a scorer as well. So it's going to be interesting, those guys in that 7 to 12
good size,
who are going to be fighting for minutes.
Did you mention Tyrell's back?
Terrell's back, but the other one I'm really happy for is Callum Dalton.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and
he's an injury replacement player. I don't know who it is that he's replacing, or do you just sign him? And
Holt's injured at the moment.
Oh, is he? Well,
he's on some sort of light routine or something. So anyway, they're the Brisbane Bullets. I've been burnt before by the Bullets in terms of I get excited at the start of the season, so I'm trying to be reserved, but I think this is one of the best that they've pulled together.
I'm very keen.
Yeah. So who are you going to?
So now it's me, and I have to go to Phoenix. So can I just find them here? Their hyperactive, hyper excited coach, Josh King. You think the guy's going to wet himself over every interview, but they got a nice squad, mate. They've got so their point guard. They brought in Hunter Maldonado. Now I think he had a taste. Did he not with Cairns, or is this his first year?
Who's that?
Maldonado.
I'm sorry, I don't know that name, and I'm sorry. If you asked me to research all the teams,
no, I got it right here.
Okay.
Owen Foxwell had a good, performed very admirably with the Australian Boomers. Scoring guards: Nathan Sobey, Angus Glover. I see red. But
you got to love how he plays.
I love it. Daniel Foster. Then in the small forward, they've got John Brown III and Malik Lewis.
And Lewis is the next star?
Yes. Then we go down and we've got Vrenz the kid, Blyenberg. So is he from Sweden?
He's from...
Belgium. Belgium. He's got some game.
He is long.
DJ Mitchell's back in the league.
Yeah, I mean, that's he plays as an Aussie, so he's handy because he's a handy side.
He's a skilled player, man.
Yeah.
Then they've got Ellis Bigar. He's a DP. Then you got in the center position, Jordy Hunter.
I like.
Gorjok Gak.
He come from Tassie.
And Akech Alir.
He came from Melbourne United.
So here they're incoming players.
I'm just doing that off the top of my head. That's without research because
you know it.
I know stuff.
We're fans. John Brown, Maldonado. He was playing in Germany last year. I bet you didn't know that. Alir was from Melbourne United. You said that. Daniel Foster from the University of Nevada.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
Well, obviously he's an Aussie. He's a DP. Mitchell was playing in Manchester in England,
yeah.
in the Budweiser League.
Yeah, well, I could probably still get a gig there, I think.
You probably could. Your attitude might hold you back. The departed players, Ben Air. I like Ben Air. Now, Ben Air has gone to...
Tassie?
That's right. Tassie's gonna. I think Tassie's you. After this, Luke Fennell.
Tassie is not me, it's you, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're next with
I'm going Melbourne
Sydney.
United. I'm going Melbourne United.
Well, you could, but Sydney, Illawarra, and Melbourne United are the
want
three
me to go in
teams.
the order down the East Coast?
Matthew Hurt. Now he's gone to Trapani Shark in Italy. He was very good, wasn't he?
Yeah, no one, and I was surprised others didn't chase him harder. Yeah, I mean, he was old school. Like, if he got you down in the block.
Oh, he had game. He could score many ways. And he had a joy about him, the way he played. I really liked him.
Yeah, he talked a bit of smack.
A little bit of smack, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I
I know that make you feel attracted to him. All right, now you said you were going to do. You're not doing Sydney. You're going to do Melbourne.
I'm going to do the East Coast. I'll go Sydney.
Okay.
So the big signing there, of course. There's several signings. Again, Sydney, I guess, sharpening their tip. Kendrick Davis and Dellavedova. Now, that's a pretty handy guard combination. Now, Davis, the question I ask you, Bruce, Davis played predominantly, he's a point guard that has the ball in his hand, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Delhi will just float, take it? How do you think that's going to help? I mean, I think Delhi sold Kendrick Davis when he said, hey, I played with a guy called Corey Irving. Mm-hmm. And he said, I made him look okay. I read somewhere that he rang Kendrick and said, would you like that to be you? And I think that got Kendrick over.
On social media, Kendrick is saying he's not happy the way he was treated in Adelaide.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I got a feeling that there was some problems with the coach. That there was a hint of him and Wells, and there was also a bit of a hint of some of his other teammates. So I got wind through my sources in Adelaide. I'm so connected in Adelaide. Yeah, that I think he and the Monster weren't on the same
Simpatico.
page. Yeah. Well, Monster takes a lot of attention when he's on the floor. Like, just the way that he carries on. Great for the league, and he still brings 20 and 10. But I can imagine playing with Monster could take a bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the import guard. But in saying that, he still averaged over 23 a game and like 8 assists.
Tougher than nails.
Yeah.
Tougher than nails.
So that's a big signing for Sydney.
I can't really pipe in because I don't have Sydney in all my research papers.
I've done
you got
my
it?
research. I've got it here. And a big that they've got back is Tim Soares.
I like him.
USA Brazilian guy. He's a hard worker. He's a good size, can shoot the three, can defend any big. I was watching, in the Blitz game, this is some of the stuff that they, pick and roll stuff. He was good on that.
Do you think he'll be more productive than Oliver was last year?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah, I think he's going to be way more productive. So they're big signings, and now, they've got a core back of Bull Qual. He's a great defender.
Like him.
Xavier Cooks.
Love him.
Noy, great player.
I love that Noy boy.
Yeah. I tell you, the one I'm excited about for them is Jalen Galloway.
Yeah.
He's in shape.
Now, didn't he play well in the Asian Cup?
Oh,
yeah.
Mate, he's quick. He can dunk it like he's got bounce.
He's a multifunctional Paulus defensively.
And he was, let's face it, he didn't contribute at all last year to Sydney at all. And he was
hurt.
And he was hurt. But he's also come out and said that he's had a tough couple of years mentally, blah, 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 injuries and so forth. So, I mean, I go into the dark web to find my research for some of this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the dark web.
Yeah, I just turned the light off. Isn't that the dark web?
That is the dark web. You're forgetting about the guy that you wanted to kick sand in his face who did his knee.
Well, Kelly Lepepe.
Lepepe.
He's done his ACL. I tell you the other one now that's out as well is Jürgen. And what's his name? The big fella.
Not the kid from Toowoomba.
Yeah, the kid from Toowoomba, Jason Spurgeon.
Out?
He's out for like a period of time. It's like I'm talking at least 6 weeks or something. He's done something.
Hair transplant?
Well, I think he did go to Ashley and Martin, and they didn't have tall enough attendance.
Gorge, I'm not going to drop names, but Gorgon has been speaking highly of him.
Oh man, I reckon when he got his opportunity last year, he did really well.
He's a skilled player.
Yeah, even though he looks like he's about 55.
So if you were to say they're going to have Deli and Kendrick Davis, either one, it's nice to have either one can carry the ball. You're going to play.
Well, I'm worried about. So Cooks is going to be on. There's your three. There's 1, 2, 3.
Well, I think Cooks is more of a 4, and I think Galloway's more of a 3.
Galloway will get there. You're right.
And then they've
Suarez
got
and
Suarez. That's not a bad 5. Now when Spurgeon comes, they also got Robertson back, the kid that played. He's not a 1, but he handled the ball.
Big fella. He's a big guard.
Brawl. Yeah, big guy.
But mate, I'm worried if Spurgeon's injured and Lepepe is out. They struggled with their size last year.
Yeah.
So
they still have.
Who's Boy Gorge going to get in as injury placement for Lepepe?
Well, it'll have to be Aussie.
Has to be an Aussie, and I can tell you, there's not too many big Aussies of that standard.
They've got, and he's been a long time, really good player. We took him to China with us. Come on. I wish I would have printed that one off.
Makesh.
He's there. He's there for sure. But no, this is a kid that's from country Victoria. He was the captain of the team.
Sean Bruce?
Sean Bruce.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, but he's not big.
No, but he's a.
I mean, he's got to be like in the change room. Like he's got to be. You would like to think that his experience will help them. Oh, by the way, the guy that you wanted to find out about at Perth, his name is Mason Jones.
Mason Jones
was a G League champion and was MVP of the grand final. So we're talking about someone who can play. So
all
Bruce,
right.
it's back over to you. Who have you got?
I got Tassie.
Oh,
And I tell you what,
defending the island.
They are defending the island. And if I can just find because I put all the sheets, I didn't put them in the order that there's part that we did them.
Do you know what I enjoy about this session? So
Here it
that's far is you making me look fantastic. Thank you.
I'm doing my best to make you look good.
Yeah.
Head coach Scott Roth. Assistant coach is, of course, Mark Radford, who just had a birthday a couple days ago.
Nice.
So the point guard, Tiger Campbell, ex-UCLA. He's the IRP.
Is that the guy with big hair?
Big hair.
Yeah.
Then Ben Air, who, you were giving him lip a few years back. I kept saying, don't give that guy lip. He's good. Brody Nunn is the DP. Scoring guard, Bryce Hamilton. He's an import player. He can. I just have great faith that the coaching staff and management at Tasmania get good players, and good import players. Then Anthony Drimmett.
They've let some good import players go. So you would like to think that they not only get like for like, but slightly better. I mean, they've let Milton Doyle go. He's a good player.
Very good player, and he'll be with Melbourne United, of course. And then also in the scoring guard, Queensland Brisbane Boys College's own Nick Stoddard.
Yeah.
Small forward David Johnson, he's an import player, and Nick Marshall.
Nick Marshall came from Adelaide.
The power forward Josh Bannon. Now, where do we know that name from, Stevie boy?
Well, he played well on the Blitz, and he didn't get huge minutes in the Asia Cup.
He's a late call-up to the Asian Cup, wasn't he? Wasn't he a replacement for the Tasmanian guard that got hurt?
McDonald?
Yeah.
I can't believe he got hurt again.
That's a bummer, man.
But the
Ex-Bullet.
okay, let's talk about Bannon. So Bannon, at times for the Bullets last year, was good, but then he was injured a lot, and there are times that he just, I think, dribbles the hell out of the ball, and there's no air left in it.
Oh.
And I think he thinks he's a better three-point shooter than he is. I think he's excellent when he plays in the 5.
I do too.
Yeah, like he's got some nice, funky moves.
Well, you got to stretch the floor when you play him in the 5.
Yeah, I mean, he'll knock down a 3, but you don't want to be relying on Josh Bannon hitting threes for you. I mean, Smith-Milner, even though Bannon's probably a better all-round player, would be a better shooter than Bannon from 3.
Yeah, injured Sean McDonald. He'll done for the year. Did his ACL.
Yeah, that's
so
terrible.
they've got Bannon is a power forward. They have Majok Dang.
He's back. I mean, he's a very tough player in the NBL.
Yes. At center, Will Magnay.
Handy.
Kobe Williamson and Archie Woodhill is the DP. So they've lost some heads. Clint Steindl is retired.
Yeah.
Craig Sword, he was just a blue
He was
collar.
a spot gap.
Yeah. Fabian Krislovich, he's gone to Melbourne United. Gak, that's Gorjok Gak.
Going to Phoenix.
That's right. Good, mate. You're getting this. Ian Hummer.
He's gone back to selling cars.
Yeah, he must have fit the salary cap. Jordan Crawford is off to Turkey. Milton Doyle to Melbourne United. Ruben Tarangi is off to the New Zealand Breakers. And Walter Brown is selling shoes.
Oh, yeah, Brown's shoes.
Brown shoes.
Nice. I guess that's great when you do your research.
I'd like to do my research
Okay,
now.
so now I've gone from Sydney. I'm going to go to Illawarra.
I love this one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some exciting things going on. Well, here's these guys are the current champions.
Yeah.
And so people got to come looking for them. But you know what? Dave O'Hickey, who I just adore,
I love Davo.
he carried the ball mostly for the Aussie team in that Asia
Yes.
League. He's more than capable of doing that. And Coach Tatum said he's more than happy for Dave Hickey to be...
Giving him the keys to the engine, baby.
He's going to give him the keys. Now, he's going to be awkward for some guards to defend. Like, if you try to go up and in on him full court, he's quick.
Yeah.
And then he goes all the way to the rim because he's got arms that are very long.
Yeah.
And he gets to the rim nicely. And if he gets onto his right hand, good luck stopping him going downhill. So that's great to have him back. Tyler Harvey, had another child. He just had his wife gave birth to another child in Australia. So his chances of becoming an Australian citizen are even looking better.
Well, his son's the one that was just born has better chance.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't have ice here.
But they're talking about, they reckon he'll be Aussie in 2026.
And he can also swing into the one, mate.
Oh, absolutely.
I tell you, he's got a little, I don't know if it's a podcast or just a blog. It's excellent.
Oh, okay.
You can see it on social media, on Facebook. It's really good.
Okay.
But don't let me steal any thunder from you.
Well, I'm used to it. It's okay. Hey, so let's talk about other parts of the Illawarra.
Okay.
Sam Froling injured.
Yes.
Not certain at what stage he'll come back, replaced by his brother Harry, and I could not be happier. I mean, I obviously feel really bad for Sam that he's out, but there's talk that he's progressing very well from his injury. But Harry, great opportunity. He's a big body, can shoot. He'll be handy for him. So they've still got, Wani Swaka Lowell Bullock, who's a bit like Qual for Sydney. He's that type of similar player, in my opinion. He can defend. They've lost Albrick. That's a big loss.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
along with Sam, though. That's
their bigs.
But
I'll get to that
replacement.
because it gets exciting. They've got two young DP players. One of them is a guy called Johnny Narkle, who's Aboriginal kid who just kicking ass in the NBL 1. So it's great to see him get an opportunity. Another young guy called Jackson Ball. Obviously, they're imports. Let's get on to that. So they've still got Peatley. And so he was a big part of that. Peatley and the shooter has been around for years.
Todd Blanchfield.
They're still there. So they've still got a nice core. Illawarra, they've definitely got a nice core.
Is Hyun Jong Lee? He's
gone.
He's gone to Japan.
Yeah. So who have they brought in from an Australian and an interesting pickup? And I don't know about this guy. He does some amazing things at times, and then he seems to get lost. There's Jonah Bolden. He's a big body. He can shoot threes. But he comes in and out of the game. Sometimes he comes in and makes a difference, and sometimes you forget he's on the court. But
6'10".
Yeah, he's a big body. Yeah. So I guess he's going to fill that void with Albrick, I guess, and size. So they've signed he played at the Blitz, and they tried him out the guard. His name is Ja'Cory McLaughlin. And he played really well in the Blitz, and they made him play big minutes because he was sort of on trial. But they've signed him. But now the most exciting signing for Illawarra is JaVale McGee.
You know it.
7'2", athletic. And he's even come out and said, because they had a little internal game against the Kings, which you haven't been able to get footage, but I've seen a bit of the back and forth conversation post that. They felt that Tatum felt that the Sydney guys were manhandling JaVale off the ball. And JaVale just said they're not used to someone at 7 foot tall being so athletic. So there's interesting.
He's athletic.
He is athletic. I mean, he's going to change some people's shots.
So they're going to need.
Agree?
Oh, absolutely. I noticed that Kobe McDowell-White's a DP in that point guard
100%.
position because
and he's
losing Darius Day or Days.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's another one gone to Japan. He's getting a payday.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he
really good.
Came off the bench for him. He was handy.
No, that was. I'm thinking of Kel.
They had Kel Jr. last year.
Yeah, why isn't he listed here?
He's gone.
Yeah, I know, but he'd be from departed players. Oh, Trey Kell III. He's off to the Toyoma Grouses in Japan. Hyungji, Nagasaki, Velka, Japan. Lachlan Orbick to the Chicago Bulls in the NBA, and Dorius Days to the
But isn't it interesting?
San and Neo Phoenix in Japan.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting where all these players are going? Like they're chasing paydays. They've come played in the NBL and go, hey, look at me, I'm good, and they're going to get because as much as our league has got much better, we still. Well, I'd say we're paying more in this going to the 26 season than we ever have before. But it
doesn't compete with Japan or China.
And even
Korea.
Europe in some parts of Europe, you know. So, mate, it's over to you. Who you got?
Okay, I got New Zealand Breakers.
Interesting squad.
Coached by Petteri Kaponen.
And he would be from Finland?
Yes, we did a big deep dive on all them last year, right?
That's
right. And that because I was so impressed with the way they played, but
they went downhill
big time. So their point guard spot, they got Parker Jackson Cartwright back as an IP, as an import player, Taylor Britt and Alex McNaught as a DP.
Did you see Britt play in the Asian? Did you watch any of the New Zealand game?
No.
He is
Can
very
go.
quick. And
Size?
he's like, I don't know, maybe 6'2" or something, but he's a point guard. And, mate, he is quick. He basically, New Zealand spread the floor, and he just penetrate and find plays.
Right.
So he'll
then
be
they
handy
got-
for 'em.
I'm sorry. They got a scoring guard. They got Isaiah Brockington. He's an import player with an asterisk. And then they've got Isaiah Leafa, who is with Sydney.
Yeah.
Good defender. Then they got Tukaha Cooper. I probably pronounced that wrong. My Maori isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
He's a DP
Was
now.
it ever?
Nah, that wasn't that good. But I can do the haka with the
Okay.
best of them. But here's a guy that I just love is in the small forward position is Kareem Lopez, and he's a next star.
His second year in the as
Just
an
too
extra.
young to be drafted. And then they've got Sean Bairstow, who I'm very high on.
Yeah.
He's got good handles. And
6'7".
maybe taller, mate. He might be. I think he's taller than 6'7", but we'll leave that when he finally comes to Melbourne. He's a Brisbane kid, right?
Yeah.
Played at Churchie. Carlin Davison and Liam Judd is a DP. Then they got Sam Menenga back. Now he's a Kiwi,
Yeah.
and Rob Lowe,
Yeah.
another Kiwi. They got a nice squad.
So, mate, what's the theme there? What are you noticing? Tarangi, Lowe, Hafa, they're all Kiwis.
They got a lot of Kiwis in there, mate.
Back in running the show.
Yeah.
Private ownership. They've spent some money. They really, they let Taco Fall go. He was signed for 2 years, but they let him go, which I think was wise. He's too much of a. I feel sorry for him because he's too big.
Who is?
Big Taco.
Oh, Taco couldn't. I mean, he's too big.
Yeah,
Can't defend anything. Can't move.
Yeah.
That was like you might as well have gone to the circus. So here's their incoming Rob Baker the second.
What was he going to do at the circus?
And you just gawk at it. Then Isaiah Brockington from the Clippers, G League import.
He can play.
Then we've got we said Leafa from Sydney Kings. Tarangi, I like him a lot, mate.
He's got better over the years. He's smarter.
The departed players, Dane Pinnow, serviceable. Freddie Gillespie, no composure. We mentioned Taco Fall and Mitch McCarron.
He's retired.
He's retired, but he's got a job in administration, I think, with Adelaide.
I think
maybe
he's the
Cairns.
president of the Players Association.
Titties. I think you're right. Okay, now we're going back to Hughes.
And I'm going to be now talking about Melbourne.
Last but not least.
Definitely not.
They always seem to make it to a grand final and always seem to lose.
Mate, well, Illy's been sort of injured most of this off-season, carrying some, post-concussion, and then I think he did his knee or something, but he'll be back. Goulding's back. Nice signing. Finn Delaney. Solid.
Yep.
Solid. Kyle Bowen back. He's getting better. Now, Krislovic is going to fit in well with that unit. He's just a hard worker. He's a good body, bangs. He was at New Zealand. Interesting, they've brought Tom Wilson, played AFL, tried to get back into the NBL, didn't make it last year, but just kept going, and he had a very good NBL on season with Melbourne Tigers. So he's back in there, but exciting. Dash Daniels, 17, this kid.
Yeah.
Mate, he's got to follow his brother. Like, he's got the same, just everything about him looks like I'm looking at his brother,
Every little thing he does is magic.
Yeah. But he's good. He can play D, gets to the rim, shoot the ball. Now let's talk about their imports. So this is the key. Milton Doyle knows the league, won a championship. We're talking high pedigree, high IQ, great signing for them. Tyson Walker is a guard. He's a scoring guard that they've brought in. So they're going to probably try to find Clark's points with him Do you know what I mean? Like Clark, last year, Ian Clark, who's gone on, that they didn't re-sign and who's been a great player in this league. So, but I think the number one signing that they've done, they've picked up a guy called Jesse Edwards, and he is 7 foot plus. And mate, he can shoot the three. He's got good hands. He is a shot blocker.
Oh, you do some shot blocking.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be good.
What's Finn Delaney's size?
I'm
assume
tempted
he's
to
a
say
big.
6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, because if he played last year in Shizuoka, Japan, they really only go with bigs.
Yeah,
They're a population of dwarfs.
But he's a hard-working big. You know, like he shoots the three. He bangs. He's got a good IQ.
I'm sorry to see them lose Flynn Cameron. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, but I think Flynn, again, with what they've produced there, Flynn's not going to get on the court. Like it looks like, I mean, he at New Zealand handed him the keys at the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
He had the keys. It's just interesting where they go to play him in Adelaide. You know, like, I just don't know. I mean, because there's White at Adelaide as well. You know, we was at the Bullets last year, or this last season. They've got him as well at Adelaide.
Yeah.
And he also had a very good NBL 1 season over in WA. WA hasn't caught on to what's happening in other NBL 1 teams. They're spending money over there on players, so hence there's a lot of them went over there.
Where?
In WA, their teams.
Oh, yeah, WA,
They're spending money. Whereas, you know, as we're learning that, especially in this North League, which we sit in, is that people are really peeling back the money they're spending on NBL 1. And I'm glad, because that means let's produce our local kids. They're the kids that come up through your association, 1 or 2 max of whatever they are.
Here's somebody that I'd keep my eye on that I thought was just exceptional. Ian Clark.
Oh, I'm surprised no one picked him up.
No one picked him up. Jack White has gone to Turkey to a league to where it doesn't matter if you make your free throws. All you got to do is you shoot them and you get half a point.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it when he's representing the country and he's throwing bricks at the...
It was shocking.
Yeah.
He might as well have kicked it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's pick. Who do you have is your... First off, Stevie, you're on. How many teams make the playoffs?
6.
Okay. Who's your top 6?
My top 6, I'm going to go Illawarra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Perth. Melbourne, because they just know how to be there.
They know how to finish second every year.
They know how to do it. And this is where it starts to get pretty crowded. You know, I'm going to say this, and then I'm probably going to eat my words. I think Adelaide will implode. Personalities, the monster. They've got Cheatham there. He can play. And Adelaide, you didn't bring it up in your research, but I'll just bring it out now.
Cheatham can go, mate.
I know he can.
Okay.
But I just think, you know, there's... anyway, that's just me. So I'm ruling Adelaide out.
So you're saying Adelaide's out. Implosion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've given you 3. I think the Tassie Jack Jumpers defending the island will get their nose in there.
Mm-hmm.
And now this gets really tricky.
You have 2 more to go, Stevie.
Now, had Sydney had LePepe, I would have had Sydney 100% in there.
But you don't.
I think they're like, there's a group, there's them, Bullets, Cairns, they're all fighting for 5 and 6, you know. But I'm going to go, on the back of Jack McVeigh carrying Cairns. I'm going to say Cairns got to sneak in.
They haven't been in the playoffs for a while, so that's a big, bold statement.
Yeah, well, as long as... Well, mate, I think they've got some scoring there. They've got the kid, Rain. McVeigh will bring traffic to him. And then they've got good imports, which he always does a good job. Adam Ford always has good imports. And they've got that kid from New Zealand, Wardenberg. He's back. It's like his third year in the league.
Yeah.
He's good. And then... So how many have I given you there?
You've given me Illawarra, Perth, Melbourne, Tassie, which are the Jack Jumpers, and the Taipans.
Is that 5?
That's 5.
Okay, I'm going to go to Bullets.
But a suck on balls. All right, that's yours. I hope so. I hope the Bullets are.
Well,
and I like their roster, mate. And they are well I don't know about Lash, but I know that Vandy just won the under-16 European Championship. I know
Asian
that.
Championship.
And we got to get DMAC on. You know, we went to their they're a good group. You know, they really are, and they're an easy team to follow and cheer for. And I told you that Tyrell wants to come on the show.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well,
Tyrell wants in.
And well, you and I we're going to dinner for planning after this.
Yeah.
And we'll get our next.
I just told Tyrell it's only $500 to come on the show. All right, I'm going to go with mine now. Unlike you, I don't see Adelaide imploding.
Oh, you got him in the 6.
I have Adelaide. I have Sydney. I have Illawarra. Never question the heart of a champion. I have Melbourne because they always finish. They always finish second. I'm going to go with Perth because I think Johnny Boy. I think he's got. I'm admiring him.
Mate, he's just picked up a great point guard. Right? He's got Windler and Doolittle. They're good imports. Then he's got Henschel. He's got Pepper. He's got.
I'm going to have as my 6th team. I'm going with them Jack Jumpers.
Yeah.
Ahead of the hyper enthusiastic Josh King and the Phoenix. I think that, I like their squad. I like it. But I like Tassie a little bit better. I'm sorry to see that Ben Air left. He's now at Tassie.
He's got to help them.
Oh, and you were bagging him, Stevie. Don't bag Ben Air.
Yeah, but funny, we're both leaving the Phoenix. I don't know, there's just something about, I don't know.
Well, I don't like what they did to Sam McKinnon. I want to see them fail.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so listen, that's about it for this. Our producer, Kyle, is going to make sure that this comes down, files this down. So like every time that you made fun of me, he's going to remove that. Okay. And then we're going to join this up with Ryan Stolberg. I do want to give a shout out to Brennan Beek.
Beaky.
What was the name of the company that he was going to come on board as a sponsor? Give him time. Yeah. It's kind of like Matty Shanahan. We kept giving Matt free plugs with no sponsorship. So, hey,
but it's in the top. And by the way, we're open to anyone else that wants to, and we'll talk about you all day long.
Hey, one last thing, and you can tell that we prepared this. Our website, The Reverse Pivot, www.thereversepivot.com. The Coach's Corner.
Yeah, and I have to say thank you because you're contributing to that way more than I have, and I've had a busy month.
We just started a new job, mate.
Yeah,
and we're just going through our library, but we are looking for somebody that is interested to contribute.
Yeah.
Right? And we've said Michelle Timms, Tom Marr, Mike Dunlap, Boyd Gorge. We won't get anything from Brian. Al Westover. We got to have some of our past, Michael Downer, Shane Frawling.
Sandy Brondella.
The last thing we just put up, Kyle's putting up this week, is from Mick Downer and Shane Frawling's USA tour.
Okay.
Right? And there's some great stuff in there.
Yep.
Hey, let's go eat.
Okay. And thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Here we are with Ryan Stolberg, Marcus Bellchambers. We're going to go down memory lane. We're going to talk about your two basketball experience. And apparently in 1997, Stephen.
National championship. It's a big story.
It wasn't just
out
the
of Sunny
QBL
Coast.
national championship.
Yeah.
Is that the last time? You guys must know your history. Was that the last time a Queensland team won the national championship?
Cairns won it the next year, I think.
Oh,
And I think Rockhampton got a couple
They did
as
too.
well.
Yeah, they won it. Yeah.
Right.
So no, it wouldn't be.
okay.
But no, Cairns won it the next year or the year
There's an
after.
example of us doing our research there, Bruce.
Well,
what
you got,
you've done.
so we got to know that we're waiting for Marcus to jump in.
Well-
but we got Ryan here, Ryan Stolberg
So
from Big Dog
There's
Sports,
a couple
as
of
a sponsor.
things. Yeah, well, exactly.
So when he says, "I want to come on your show, mate,"
Oh, yeah, his money talks.
we drop everything.
Yeah. So I'm going to dive in a little bit about you both, but we've got Marcus, Tasmanian boy, right? And when I first met him, it was up here in Queensland, and I could effectively see the scar from his second head, so he got that removed pretty early.
Most blokes have got two heads. How about you, Steve?
Yeah. So Marcus has got an interesting background in terms of played a lot of like from a basketball perspective, and played some good rep basketball through his age group, but didn't start till late. You didn't start the game until you were
16.
Yeah.
very late.
How tall are you?
6'6".
6'6". Okay.
But he
I walked in-
plays like he's 6'7.5".
Yeah.
5'10".
In shoes, yeah, 6'10".
So I walked into the Alverson Redhoppers Stadium and said, someone reckons I should play basketball because I'm tall. I was only 16, and they said, we'll teach you how to play. And then a year later, I won the MVP of the under-18 team. So my first crack at it.
Wow.
But the ball just seemed to fit. I could read the game, I could pass, all that sort of stuff. So I became...
You're a lefty
at that
too,
level,
aren't you?
yeah. At that level, I became quite good quite quickly, but then, after that, didn't get to the very top.
Well, you were in the NBL.
I was in
now.
the NBL, but
both of us. These are both NBL experienced players.
Exactly. So Stolberg the same. Stolberg grew up in a town that people call Gympie. I call it Jim Pie because I come from Bundaberg, so I used to go through Jim Pie quite regularly. And when we used to drive through Jim Pie, we made sure we stayed on the main roads just for safety.
Gympie was about the only place Bundaberg people could bag.
Good on you, mate.
So I met Steve in Bundy in '89. I was mates with his sister and brother-in-law playing for his old club. So he came down to Brisbane to play the year I turned up in Bundy just for something to do. Turned up there, and that's how we met. We actually met scrimmaging up there, and we didn't know each other. And I knew of him because they said, we're a bloke called Steve McLeod. He's just gone to Brizzy. He's pretty good. And he was intense. So he came up, and I was the top local, I suppose you could say. And he came up, he wanted to fucking prove that he was still a man. So we had a bit of a go first session. It was good.
That's unusual.
very good.
I was always very passive.
Very calm. No, not you weren't calm.
Yeah, I mean, and in today's world, I would have asked him one
Did
day.
you notice Marcus just used the F word?
Oh,
Did I?
see,
Okay.
we used to be called violations and insults, and YouTube kicked us off.
For insult straight away.
Well, it's just. I mean, we chose violations and insults because Bruce had a few tech fouls in his career.
Yes, I do
violations.
remember that, Bruce.
And
You were entertaining to watch.
Oh, thank you.
And Bruce
That was
has
my
always
goal.
introduced me as. I've always been introduced as his insultant. He introduces me to everyone as insultant. But anyway, apparently, the digital world and people sharing their socials, we've pivoted.
Yes,
And
we have.
and
We've
we're now
redone
the reverse
now
pivot.
the reverse pivot.
So, okay. And then Stolly, Gympie, again, you picked it up when you were about 14, 15.
14 years old.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the 97 championship because I know that's a big story in that's a bit like getting a whole guys out of the Ted Lasso world type together to win the national championships. So we'll get into that. But let's just share a little bit of. We'll start with you, Marcus. So we also went on a tour to the States together, which was. So I call Marcus Outback, and if you can tell by his tone, a lot of Americans didn't quite understand Marcus. He's a little bit outback, in
My
terms of
phonetics are probably not as good as yours.
Yes.
Well, that was exceptional.
Yeah. Well, The person who actually had the best phonetics was Chris Clarkson.
Turbo tongue.
Yeah, that's it. So sometimes when Marcus and I
turbo tongue.
say maybe we were chatting to the locals, and I was trying to, work out what Marcus was saying. Then I would try to tell the Americans, and they got half of it, and then Chris Clarkson would come over the top and finish the whole conversation because his phonetics were better than both Marcus and mine. But anyway, Outback, and we'll go into the US tours because they're just legendary.
First night was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's 97.
Yep.
That was Jim Bateman was the coach.
Correct.
What was the name of the team then?
We were the Suncoast Clippers.
Okay. And can you give me some of your other teammates, or was it just really you two guys and the rest of you guys get out of my way?
There was no one else, was there?
No.
We had this young bloke called Billy Ross who was a decent player. That team wasn't recruited. Everybody come and knocked on the door. So Bill Hooper probably won't take kindly to this, but they just said, who's around who can play. I relocated from Tassie and I was done. I was finished. And they said, come and have a run, something to do. I said, I can't be bothered. And then Jim Bateman said, I'm getting paid $1,000. How about I give you 500 of it and you play? And that'll cover a bit of fuel and a pair of shoes. So that was what I got paid. That's what Jim got paid. Billy got a couple of bucks, but he was suspended for 6 weeks from Cairns, so nobody wanted him.
Why was he suspended?
Oh, he punched someone in the head. Something like that.
He was pretty intense when he stepped on a basketball court.
Very, yes, he was awesome. So anyway, he was suspended for 6 weeks, so nobody wanted him. We recruited an American called Chris Morrison, who was okay. But then Stolly and Ben and Robbo knocked on the door and said, "Can we have a game? Because no one in Brisbane wants us."
Ben Castle.
Ben Castle was in the goal.
So the team was assembled with very little money. We had one playing strip, so if we went on the road, we had to wash it overnight and use it again. We had one playing strip of the season. We had one warm-up top. It was a smell of an oily rag, and it wasn't well organised at all. But we had 5 blokes that knew what they were doing, maybe 6. We had 6 blokes that knew what they were doing, and we had a coach that said, "Are you happy? If you're happy, then I'm happy." So he didn't coach us basketball. He coached the environment. He just made us feel good about ourselves and said, "Your team, what do you reckon we should do here?" He never brought a notepad to training once the entire year, Jim. He just walked in and said, "What are we going to do today, fellas?"
Member of the Killer Bees, Bateman, Beckett, and Borner.
Yep, he was good. He was a good player.
A damn good player.
That could not be more opposite to you and I in terms of Bruce and I turn up to a training session. We virtually have talked about it for hours and put it down on a piece of paper. But I mean, it worked, right?
As long as it works.
But you've got to have that. He obviously understood the personnel.
He used to have this saying, we repeated it all year: "Just run the stuff, guys. It'll work." So we had one offence, and it was a fast break offence. We just ran it. That's it. That's the only offence we had. Our zone offence was me and Stolly stand still on the block, and the other 3 shoot it. Well, that was a fucking disaster. So every now and then I'd just run to the high post and catch it and make something work. But we were smart enough players. We just got the job done. And I joke that we won every game by half a point. but we won them all.
You guys went undefeated?
No. But if it was a close game, we won it.
We were undefeated on the road.
We won every game on the road.
So who are your guards? Did Ross play as a guard? I know Benny Castle's a guard.
He played 3. I was 4, he was 5. Benny Castle basically played 1, and then we had Chris Morrison and Robbo sort of played the 2 spot.
Dan Robinson.
Oh, Dan Robinson.
So he used to come off the bench and he used to heat up quick. But because Vinnie Johnson was already called the microwave, we called him the toaster.
Now, hey, anytime you feel like interrupting, Ryan, please do so.
That's all right. This is going well.
Now, both of you, let's Stolly, the years that you were with the Bullets, what years were those?
So 93, I was in the squad of 16. So I'd just come down to Brisbane. I finished high school in 91.
All right.
In my last year of high school, 91, Cameron Dickinson, Paul Rees and Gordy McLeod came to my school and did a clinic. And I went home from...
At Jim Pye?
At Jim Pye. And I went home and said to my mother, "I'm going to be a Brisbane Bullet." So I was 16 and she's like, she tucked me into bed that night and said, "Forget that. It's never going to happen. You need to focus on your schooling because you're never ever going to be able to do that." And 2 years later, I was in the squad of 16. So, but then I got stress fractures.
Then?
Bruce.
93, 94, 95, Bruce Palmer.
So Bruce was the...
Fired 95, contracted through to 97.
And I got a stress fracture in the first month. of just going every day. My right calf blew up to twice the size, and it's the worst injury I've ever had. 4 months I was out, and I came back and I still had an air cast on my right calf. And Bruce joked as I turned up, you know, it looked like I'd come straight out of a surgical ward. And because they made me play with this air cast on my leg for the next sort of few weeks.
What? You had it on
I came back at the end of the season.
Did you take the cast off and then put your basketball shoe on?
Yeah, no, it was like 2 Nike Air big pads either side wrapped up with Velcro to my knee.
Yeah, I can only imagine what was coming out of Bruce's mouth.
Oh, one time I turned up to a training session with a skinhead in that year of '93, and he said, "So, did you just have an operation, son?" So there was, but you taught me so much that year. I remember you went through individuals with me. No one had ever taught me footwork before, and I took that with me from that point forth. That was.
And footwork is right up there as the most important, overlooked all the time.
You see with your feet.
There you go.
But the amount of times that you stopped training that year to chew me out because I'd done something wrong, because I had no idea.
I hope you didn't feel like you were my whipping boy. I had a few others earmarked for that.
It was. So
you would have been in that mix with Peter Izzett?
Yep.
Benny Thompson?
Brendan Beek.
Brendan Beek.
Yep. Bartholomeus? David
Yep.
Bartholomew. Is that how I... Barty?
Yep.
You were all in that same... That's a good group of young kids.
Yeah.
Benny Thompson younger than
Scott Lloyd.
Was Benny T in that?
Scotty Lloyd, yeah.
1.5, 2 years younger. Scott Lloyd, Tony Campbell.
I remember Tony Campbell, yeah.
So that was that squad of 16.
Did Honeyman get in that?
Honeyman's
older.
later.
Or he came later?
Yeah, so then to answer your question, then 96 I was in the squad of 12. Mm-hmm. The Bullets took me to the US in 95 at the end of the year for a tour. And then Clackers rang me. Clackers rang me the day, so the Bullets rang me in the morning and said, we want you to be in our squad of 12. And I was like, done. I've always wanted to be a Bullet. I didn't play in 93, so 96 I'm in. And then Clackers rang me the day later on that afternoon and said, we want you to be in our 10 for the Rollers. And I said, I've just told David Ingham earlier this morning that I was going to be in the 12. And he said, well, you got a decision to make. Are you I'm going to put you in the 10. Are you a man of your word? And I was like, well, yeah, I am. And I was like, okay, can't help you then. So
Man of your word? Stalling, yeah.
And
damn, that's not like our sport.
We had Robert Sibley, Mark Dalton, and a bunch of old guys that were in the 4-5.
You would have had.
So I thought these guys are going to go down. I'm going to get bulk minutes, and I suited up for 10 games, and I played under 20 minutes for the entire season. No one got hurt. Whereas the Rollers were decimated that year. Their starting 4-man was Trevor Torrance by the end of the season.
Oh my God! I forgot he played for the Rollers.
Everyone was under 6'6" in their entire starting 5 by the end of the season. They were down to 7 players. So I sort of look back at that and I made a real bad
Did Mike Mitchell stay with the Bullets in '96?
Yeah, we had Mike then. He was incredible.
Now, Marcus, your NBL story. When you had Hobart, you were
I was Hobart.
Tassie. So
Tom
who was
Marr
the coach?
Was the coach.
Tommy Marr.
And he got sacked halfway through the year.
They made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Our last podcast was with Tommy. Yeah.
He was
so good.
I had, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 coaches over my career. Tom Marr was the most basketball astute.
Who followed Tom?
Then he got sacked and Cal came in. And Cal Bruton. Mm-hmm. And he was the opposite. Cal wasn't a good X's and O's coach, but he was good with the...
player management.
Yeah, he was good player management. He made people feel good about themselves, created a nice environment, whereas Tom wasn't fussed too much about the environment. He thought, we were professionals, we can work that out ourselves. This is how you move your feet, this is how you move your hands, this is how you play the game. So they were two very different coaches. I learnt so much from Tom in only 6 months. And then Cal got sacked, because Hobart sacked their coaches every 18 months for their entire career. They just kept doing it. So they sacked Tom, and then they replaced Tom with Bill Tomlinson.
Good friend. Good, very good coach. Currently the assistant coach of the Sydney Kings.
Bill is?
Yeah.
Okay, still going around. Yeah, well, Bill, he shafted me, and that was the end of my NBL career, but I was only an average NBL player anyway, so... he wasn't wrong.
Were you teammates with David Stiff?
No, not quite. I played in 91, Stiff played in 92, I played in 93, and Stiff went somewhere else.
Okay.
Stiff, I think it's CJ Bruton.
CJ was
And
training with us.
David Stiff have the most NBL
So, but
championships.
wasn't Luke Gribble in the 91?
Gribbs and 93. Gribbs was there both years I was there.
Yeah,
he had like 4 or 5 years at Hobart.
Yeah, and also
Justin Cass was there.
Justin Cass is a good mate of Luke's.
Neil Turner was there.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Bruce Blair.
Okay.
David Close.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the most automatic shooter I've ever played with.
Yeah.
He had a
We used to do this
quick
game
shot.
called Quick Beat the Pro. You had to beat the pro before you went home. So you had to make 10 before you missed 3. So if you're 10 out of 12, you got to go home. If you're 10 from 13, it wasn't good enough. So we all had to beat the pro before we went home. And DC, one day we were shooting away and I was rebounding for him and everything was landing right here. Didn't even have to move to rebound him. He was unbelievable. And then one day I said, have you ever gone home without beating the pro? And this was like August or something. He goes, yeah, I think once in May I didn't get it done. I had to go home. Once in May.
He won a championship as a rookie with Perth.
Perth, yeah.
Yeah, David was
He
great.
could
shooter.
play. Yeah, he was a great
97,
shooter.
he played for Ipswich in the state league here, and he got in the All-Star 5 with Stolly, DC, and a couple other imports and stuff were in there. So he was a gun in the state league here in 97.
I mean, that's a pretty good
Absolutely.
Hobart side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm glad you didn't use the word team
okay.
because it wasn't a good team.
Okay.
It was a good side. We had Wayne McDaniel, and Wayne McDaniel, he never participated in a good team, even though he was a gun player himself. He played one finals match in his entire career. He had 12 years in the NBL. He played one finals match for Newcastle, got beaten in the elimination
I think
final.
he was on Geelong when they got to the playoffs.
In his
when
first year, was it?
Casey Jones and Brian Gorgon were the head coaches, and then they brought in Kenny Richardson
Yeah.
to take over. Brian remained as an assistant. Casey, they needed a point guard, but they had
So Mac went to Newcastle then?
Mac. Well, after, I believe it was after Geelong. I'm not sure, but he was always and I coached him in a couple of NBL All-Star games. Great offensive player.
Oh, yeah.
You know, played bigger than he was. He had great feet. A quiet player, but I always admired him.
He was a bit like Billy Ross. He was 3 inches bigger than Bill, but same sort of determination and like carved out of stone. He was so strong.
Yeah.
He could do whatever he wanted to, but defence was the tin that goes around the house, and that's all it was for Mac.
defence.
So,
Defence is the thing that goes around your house.
The house.
well, thank you, Marcus. You're adding some levity to the podcast. We rarely laugh here.
Terrific bloke, Mac. Really good fella. Like,
Really
great
good,
fun,
yeah.
but on the
Who's
court,
that?
Wayne McDaniel. But
Oh, yeah.
he wasn't the greatest teammate. 'cause
Mate, he's still on social, and he's still working out, and he still looks
no
like
doubt,
fit.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he was a machine. Whew.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of his son,
Oh,
Sam.
that's right, yeah, yeah.
I think Sam McDaniel is just A grade in all aspects, and how much he puts into the game. You can tell it's done. I mean, he's played at that NBL select game, and he hasn't played for a season really. I know he's played a few NBL 1 games coming back, but he's looking in good shape.
So he didn't grow up with Mac, did he? I think they were in different houses.
Okay.
I think that's the story there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's got certainly the strength of his dad.
Oh
Though.
yeah, God, he was an athlete.
So what our listeners aren't aware of, Ryan is a big supporter of the Brisbane Capitals and basketball in general.
Well, I think because I want to hear from Stolly. I know you sponsor, and have done for many years. And I know you've sponsored at districts, correct?
Yeah, yep.
Mate, that's a credit to you. You've been doing that for like a decade. Would that be right?
Yep, yeah. We started out sponsoring Ipswich when I was out there.
Yep. Did you have to double the money?
It's just hard because you got to tunnel in.
Yeah.
Go on.
And so no, I've always just wanted to throw something back. And it's you never really do it because you expect to get work. It's just a donation. So you've got to look at it like that. And yeah, it gets your name out there. And
sport at association level, you're right. There's definitely the philanthropy type donation from sponsors, but they don't survive without sponsors, you know. And Mate, I think that's a credit to you that you've put back into the basketball. I know you've coached your kids as well, so for that's a tough gig as they sort of navigate the rep world, isn't it? And mate, so you're back at the Capitals. Is that the only place you're sponsoring at the moment?
At the moment, yeah.
And so we're sponsoring, just to name your company, is Adapt.
Adapt It.
Adapt It.
Yeah.
What does Adapt It do? Tell our friends.
So we're patios, decks, carports, concreting, renovations. I've got 9 builders and apprentices that work for me, and we do anything from a $10,000 project up to a $500,000 project, people's backyards and front yards. And we sort of, the whole idea behind Adapt is that it costs so much money to move. Just adapt what you've got, because once you do, then you can live in it, So a lot of the older countries in the world are great at it. They don't tear things down. They just adapt. You can renovate inside, you can renovate outside. And there is a lot of stock in Brisbane. So predominantly we work sort of 0 to 15 Ks out of the centre of Brisbane.
Yep.
We used to go all over the place.
Any part of Brisbane,
yeah.
I mean, that's a big footprint.
Yeah, 0 to 15 Ks, sort of wherever from the centre. That's where we like to be. We used to go to Gold Coast and back of Ipswich and Sunshine Coast and Caboolture, but we've sort of had to try and localise it, just because the demand is a bit high and we're just driving too far. Just like the Roman Empire, as soon as it got too spread, the supply chain.
The Roman Empire, what a great analogy.
So we needed to try and keep it close. So,
nice.
Well, here's what the Roman Empire has that the Vince Hickey Stadium doesn't have. They had sewerage and toiletry.
That's right. Yeah, that was.
And concrete at the last 2,000
And my business isn't of the size that we could have taken on the Auckland Flower project. That's a multi-million-dollar build on its own. I would have loved to have been involved, and even if we were, we would have encountered the same issues that
it's a mess, mate.
IQ constructed.
I just think now, and of course they've already...
just we need to explain that some people know where Brisbane or Auckland Flower, they won't not know that it's been flooded for how many times now?
4 times.
Yeah.
So it was built, I was just talking to Clackers, right? We're playing golf on Thursday. And
Just
we were
to drop
talking
a name,
about
well
it.
done.
This is Dave Claxton. He was saying he came up from Tasmania in 73. The stadium was just built, and then we had the big flood. Mm-hmm. Was that 73 or 74?
Yeah.
So underwater. So it's been flooded 4 times. In hindsight's never wrong, of course, but they should just bulldoze that bastard and, get a little bit more of that park, build 6 courts all above the train line.
Yeah.
But we're going to be
it's just got a flood again. They're just building it, and it's taken how many? When was the last flood?
Well, because it's a can of worms, man.
Yeah, but
2 years ago.
No, it'd be more than that.
3 years ago.
3 years.
I think
okay?
because the floor
February
survived,
22.
I think they're saying, well, the floor will
and
always
they'll
survive.
get this thing built, and it'll flood again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one other thing, I think the stumps were rotten on one end of it, so they have to redo that. Lo and behold, all the plans, the original plans, they were cockeyed. So Ian Morrison, I'm sorry, from IQ, he was one of our under 20 coaches at the Caps. And he's got the job,
Yep.
right? And he's just a nightmare. Everything that they try to do, they find something else needs to be fixed. And that's what I'm saying, bulldoze this.
Yeah.
Keep whatever steel we can and start anew. But because they're already, they're knuckle deep. They've got their insurance.
They've got to
Boy,
keep
the
going.
insurance premiums there must go up.
Yeah.
If you're not moving it, it's going to stay up.
Yeah, but there's that hill, and at the top of the hill is some RSL monument.
That's right.
The RSL monument can stay there, but we should be able to take some of that hill. We should be able to make. No one goes to that RSL monument because you've got to walk up a friggin' hill.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've walked up there. I've run up there a couple of times.
Who is that statue of Monash?
I have no idea.
But it's not very big, is it? It's not very big.
No.
And that's stopping them going up the hill. That's just insane.
It's a great place
because you
for
could
a
actually
statue.
make it better so that more people could go to it. But anyway,
And construction, you don't want to dig into a hill. So if anything, you want to stay out of the ground as much as you can.
Right,
So,
okay.
because, then you got to retain and
we haven't had someone with.
But it's flat, man. You can go all the way to the Girl Scout. You don't have to climb up, go into the
Exactly.
hill.
Yeah, that whole park can be
and the
reclaimed.
park can be retained. It all can be maintained and made more useful. But anyway, I know stuff all about.
Anyway, mate, you need to be applauded. You and everybody else that supports our podcast, but sponsors basketball, can't get by without it. And I see you there most every game. Were you there this Saturday? Did you watch the...
I was there.
So we're going to have Ollie Reed is coming in on your heels to promote whatever he's doing with the Bullets. I think he's setting up a coaches and players academy.
So they realise they're going to come
35
on this pod.
points
Yes, that was impressive. I didn't expect that. So I spoke to Sean Page before the game, and he said,
Good man, Sean.
I said, how are you guys going? He said, oh, we're going okay. So where are you on the table? He said, oh, we're first.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Not doing bad.
But then they just got towed up, and Brisbane obviously was missing some players.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. I did not expect that to go the way it did.
Right. Bruce told me. Bruce has invited me to a couple of games, but as you know, I'm in a wheelchair, so that made it a little bit difficult for me to pee into porta potties and stuff. So anyway, I haven't gone.
I'd hold a cup for you, mate. I'm sure you wouldn't miss the cup.
He's a splasher.
Let me finish with Stolly. So Stolly, you played in a few, obviously Sunny Coast is that national championship. You've played in Brisbane for the Bullets. You've played in Ipswich in the as well. Anyone else I've missed here that just hasn't had the great luck of?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
So
how many years you end up playing state league?
I think I did about 10 years. I did about 4 or 5 first.
Yep.
Then went down to Albury-Wodonga and played in the Siebel for one season, and then quit at 25. Started having children and just thought, I've had enough.
Yep.
There's not enough money. By that stage, the NBL was shrinking, and there just wasn't.
Correct.
There just wasn't a lot of opportunities, and the life of a basketballer, you've got to be ready to just up and move, and there's not a lot of continuity and buying a house.
And in that era, for shit money. And
for minimum wage.
So you've done the right thing. You've gone and started your business and your career, but you did go back. That's the thing I remember as well. The Stolly's back. I remember it was across the front page of the Courier Mail.
So for 32, I started playing again, and I went through to 37.
Nice.
And then I had a couple of years off, and then I came back and played.
You still playing,
QS.
aren't you?
Yeah, I'm playing vets. So we just won the grand final.
And mate, you're still able to throw it down. At what age are you now?
I haven't dunked for a while. I'm 50.
Okay.
So I haven't dunked since I was 45.
Nice.
So I remember I got a dunk in a QSL game at 42.
That's the last time I dunked, that happened. I haven't done it since.
So,
Well, there's 4 people here, and there's only one that's never dunked. I'm gonna let you have a guess.
I dunked. Oh, it must be you, Stevie.
I could touch the rim.
Well, I remember, Marcus, your nickname was Polyfilla, wasn't it? Because you just got over it and filled it up?
No, I wasn't an above the hoop type of player.
Oh.
No, there's someone else.
But you had long arms. You're a good
I did have
passer.
long arms, yeah.
And
Handy on defence. Yeah. No, I wasn't an above the hoop type. He was, but I wasn't.
Well, Ryan, I remember you were
I was
powerful.
more a jump shooter.
Right.
I used to, because most of the blokes I played against were bigger than me.
Now, have you guys teamed up to play in any,
veterans.
have you guys gone and played Masters games?
I've also heard on the grapevine that Outback here, Marcus, is playing cricket for the Queensland over 55 team.
55s. Yeah, they got my birth certificate wrong. I'm only 26. Snuck in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing this weekend at Ipswich for the Queensland over 55s. Now, it's not as good as it sounds. There's only 20 blokes available.
Oh.
But if you got the time off and you got the money...
What day and time is that?
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. So.
Oh.
Is that why you're down
make
here?
it.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah. And mate, you swing bowler?
No, I'm a batsman. I used to bowl when I was younger. So playing basketball destroyed my knees. If I play basketball now, I have done, just jogging between the foul lines, I can't walk for 2 weeks. So I don't even go anywhere near a basketball court. I shoot the ball with kids at school, and that's the end of it. So I don't even go near it. It just destroyed me. But cricket's on a soft
Let's
ground.
give your school a plug.
Merredin State College,
Okay.
Curramundi. But now I play cricket because cricket's on grass, so you can run around there. It doesn't jar your knees. I ride a pushy, I swim, surf and sup and that sort of stuff. So it's not jarring on the body. So anything's not jarring. Cricket's reasonably good on the body. I don't bowl a lot, but there's some fit old dudes out there though.
I bet.
Some of the blokes I've got to face bowling, it's like facing 25-year-olds. Which as a batsman's a good thing because it's coming on. You can play a shot. You can time the ball. When you got the old fellas that bowl really slow, they're hard to play against because you just got to wait for the ball. So, I've playing cricket for about 10 years now. In this cricket, I played cricket before I played basketball. Gave it away because it was boring. Played basketball. Played cricket in the background a little bit, but
Right.
that was always my first love. Every time we fill out those player profiles and they'd ask all those silly questions, and every time they wrote career ambition, my answer every time was to play Test cricket for Australia. And hey, for a second time they'd bring it back and say, "What's your basketball ambitions?" I don't have
mate,
one.
I just
want to play Test cricket for Australia.
Looking at your physique, you look very much like a Mitch Stark.
Oh, fast bowler, yeah.
Fast
Well, when I
bowler.
was young, I bowled quick.
Yeah.
You know.
It's pretty erratic, but I bowled quick.
Yeah.
But now I just go in and have
Stolly, were you a man of many sports?
No, I stopped playing tennis to play basketball, and
You stopped playing tennis.
yeah, I was a pretty decent little tennis player for a bit.
No money.
And then and volleyball.
Can I interrupt? You know, who was a
Queensland volleyball
great
player as
tennis
well.
player before he gave it away to play back. Chris Anstey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Victorian national, whatever age group champion. Yeah.
He
It's
would have
a
been
good
pretty-
crossover
He
sport.
would have been pretty tough at the net.
Yeah.
How about his serve? He's 7 footer, serving down, but go on. That's good
Yeah,
to know.
I understood the spinning of the ball, and played volleyball for Queensland as well.
Okay.
That's where your prodigious hops would have been.
That's right.
Well, you
So-
had, I have to admit, both these guys could put the ball in the rim, and as you said, you weren't someone that was hanging off the rooftop. But Stolly, you had, you had hops that I wasn't expecting him to have.
His nickname was the elevator because he goes up fast.
I had to.
We all have a nickname there,
Yeah, I had to work hard though. It was never. I felt like it wasn't effortless.
Like a pair, is it?
Yeah, like some of those real high flyers.
Joe Hurst.
Roger Smith.
Yeah, yeah. I had to. I
Smitty
was
could
a 2 foot jumper, so I wasn't a 1 foot guy, which
Okay.
means you need a wind up, you need space.
I was just a
You're a 2
one-handed
foot.
punch.
2 foot.
2 foot.
Well, on the topic of tennis, before we go, two of the blokes I play cricket with are Mark and Andrew Kratzman. And they're Australian tennis players, and they're in my cricket side.
Okay.
So a bit of cross-pollination there with sport as well. But that's quite a similar game, cricket and basketball. Tennis and cricket, whereas basketball and cricket have got almost nothing in common.
It's kind of like baseball. I was really into baseball till I started playing basketball, and I couldn't be bored. I was bored to tears.
Yeah.
So I gave that away at 15.
Yeah, it's very opposite sports. The mindset for the two games is completely different.
Yeah.
Completely, because you've got to last all day playing cricket. You've got to concentrate for 8 hours, but you only got to concentrate 2 seconds at a time. Then you switch off for 30. Then you concentrate for 2, and then you switch off for 30. Whereas basketball is the opposite. You've got to concentrate for 30 seconds, and then you might be able to switch off for 2.
Oh, well, you probably wouldn't have played much for Steve if you were switching off on defense.
Just for 2, just while the umpire's getting the ball, wiping the sweat off the ball or something. Yeah, but they're very different. They're very different disciplines.
And we're going to pivot, reverse.
Yeah, let's come to a stop.
I want to get back to the big dog
Yeah, this is a great
sports
story.
and the floor, the courts and stuff.
Yeah.
Big demand. I mean, we know there's not from an association level, there's not enough courts in Queensland. And Queensland Basketball come out with 270 courts. There's 270 signal courts. That's what we're short in Queensland.
Short.
Yeah, based on population and all whatever they've used as their maths to work that out. New South Wales is worse. And that's just come out recently, like, She Hoops, what's her name, the greatest of all time?
Lauren Jackson.
Yes, she's been quite vocal about that recently, the last couple of weeks. So tell us, how's that going, the courts?
Yeah, really good. It started out with my business adapted. We had just a couple of clients that said, hey, by the way, you guys do concrete. We wanted to put a hoop in. We bought it, put it up, and it turned out really, really, really well.
Yep.
And once you put a court in for somebody at their home and their kids come out and shoot on it the day that the hoop is stood up, it is the most fun.
Yes.
And I put one up at my place 8 years ago, and I realised the 12 months before we put the court up, the kids were inside all the time. The only time they went outside was to jump in the pool, then they'd go back inside. But the moment that the court went up, this brought all the kids to the yard, it got the kids out of the house, and it's the new swimming pool for the backyards of Queensland. Is you need a court. Everybody, if you're a basketballer and you don't have a home
adapt,
court,
and like not everyone's got enough space for a full 3-pointer and all that sort of stuff.
you can make them work anywhere.
Yeah, right.
And I help people through that process.
So, do you put something on top of the concrete, or is it just?
So there are the court tile options. I'm not a massive fan of those. They can be slippery. They can dent over time. Where you play mainly, it'll dent in. Some of them are hard on your feet. You can't go and shoot in bare feet if you
some
don't
of them
want to.
separate. I've seen serious, because that's what they used in China. They had the 5-on-5 outdoor tournaments, and I've seen guys blow out their ankles because the tile gives way, and then you're underneath it. It's and it's slippery.
Because it's a half court, you're not running free throw to free throw. So I prefer concrete. Concrete's permanent.
Yeah.
A lot of times we'll grind the concrete, so it makes it look like a nice Caesar stone bench top, and then you can put the court lines on top of that, or it's just a standard brush finish of concrete.
Yeah.
And you can also paint it. There's a Rebound Ace paint that we can put on to colour any court. So
Keep the heat off it.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of options other than court tiles.
Yeah, right.
So, but I love it. It's a very enjoyable part of our construction portfolio that we do.
Yep.
Because people just get so fired up when they've got a court, and you see people years later and they say we're out there every Sunday as a family shooting hoops, and it never fails.
I grew up on shooting on grass in my backyard, and my dad put a netball ring up against. I'm pretty certain it was an asbestos wall that I was shooting against on a netball ring, but and played. Coming from Bundaberg, as you know, probably Jim Pye, there was a serious lack of
Facilities?
Facilities, yeah.
There's absolutely no way that I would have become an NBL basketballer without shooting daily.
Yeah.
If you're not shooting every day, it will just never happen for you. You have to have a period of 1 to 2 years where you pick up a ball every day. And if you don't have something in your backyard, what are your options?
Well, you've got to go somewhere.
Same with every discipline, really, isn't it? If you want to play a guitar, or you want to be a netballer, or you want to swim.
I'd come home and shoot for 2 to 3 hours every night.
So we've had some pretty high-level coaches on our chat here, which we're very lucky of, and one of them is Tommy Lloyd, who's the head coach of Arizona Wildcats in the States. He's actually he's the under-19 US coach at the moment, so they just beat. He's actually communicated with me in the last 24 hours because he was very happy with one or two of the
Australian players.
Yeah. So we'll just see where that goes. He just wanted to know.
Would you represent both of them?
No. He's just trying to reach out to them, but his big thing is okay, and he's got guys that are they're on amazing facilities and they've got everything, but they still have to earn to get to where they are. You have to be doing it yourself. You have to be. You have to have the ability to get repetitions up outside of the team practice, and that's what Bruce and I at multiple times have a problem with people out there, like you've got tennis coaches and swimming coaches that everyone pays for, right? That's been going on for years. Basketball coaches now getting paid to do one-on-one coaching sessions with people. Bruce and I think there should be an accreditation, like the association should say, here's the people that have come and done an accreditation for one, but to take money off people, right? It's not just because I've got a level 1 basketball, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to take money from people. So I would just like to see that space You know, what do you think of that, Stolly? Like,
Oh, absolutely. I see it all the time. You see people doing individuals, and you know, I always go back to what Bruce taught me in my first individuals in '93 when I finally got to be in front of decent coaches. Because up until then, it was a the old Gimpy town
but it's a lot of it. They just watch what's on Google and do all these. They dribble the ball 4,000 times before they actually go somewhere, and you watch great players. They just they just cross the ball over really well. They don't. They'll put it between their legs and behind their back. Yes, but at the end of the day, they get to the hoop as fast as possible, don't they?
Yeah.
I think you can spend half an hour with a kid looking at their triple threat position, where they hold the ball, and dribble 1-2, left and right, and just trying to follow the ball, making sure the ball's coming from the right spot and it's rolling out of the fingers when they shoot, and it's coming out of the right fingers at the right time. The last finger is the middle finger. All those things. I got squared up when I was 15. I got a local guy up in Gympie by the name of Jim Wonders, which he was an American.
I know Jim Wonders.
So Jimmy pulled me aside one day and said,
So Jim Wonders is in Jim Pie?
Yes.
Jesus.
So Jim pulled me aside one day and said, do you enjoy this? And I said, I love it. And he said, can I take you down and put you through a session? I need to teach you some things. Because I used to do a two-handed soccer throw in for a shot. Over my head, just no spin on the ball. And he brought me down. I had the runners and I had singlet on. I thought I was going to be running around the court, and he just stood me at the foul line and squared me up at 15. And that began everything for me. So feet, arms, hands, how the ball came out, travelling the shot line, right eye, middle finger on your shooting hand. It was phenomenal. And I put, if any kid ever wants to ask me anything and said, I do that. Because that just set me on the path, and then you got me with footwork a few years after that, and I was sweet. I could shoot.
Man, you could, and both you guys were, especially in the League One below the NBL. You guys were
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, you scored.
Do you
a lot
remember
of points.
Robbie Thompson and Phil Thomas, Bruce? They were.
Absolutely.
Well, they're the two that taught me to play.
Right.
And this is similar to his story. Robbie Thompson, when I was 16, I turned up and said, how do you do this? Robbie Thompson taught me how to shoot. Because he's probably the best shooter I've played with, I reckon, close to. All things considered, clutch, off wrong, this foot, curl that way, off balance, whatever. Thompson was great. And he said, you've got to stand here at 0 feet and you've got to shoot the ball, and when you get 10 swishes in a row, you can move back to 1 foot. If you hit the ring, you've got to start again. Mm-hmm. So I did this for 3 months, and when I got to the foul shot and shot 10 foul shots, and I got 10 swishes in a row from the foul line, took 3 months, 2 or 3 times a week down the stadium. When I hit the 10th swish in the foul shot, he looked at me in the eye and he said, you can shoot. And that's what it took. That was, I'm going to say, 50 hours I probably put in just to get in the form. 10 swish, take a step back, 10 swish. Took ages.
Yeah, so for us it's
time. You just
doing
got to
that
practice,
individual. It's repetition, but it's also shooting shots that you're going to get in a game and doing them at game speed. Right? Yeah. And some people just waste their time going and say, I've shot today. Did you keep track of how many you shot? How many you made? Like, you should be aiming for sessions against kids today. But, you see coaches let them come down, and the first thing they're doing in these they're starting to shoot threes. Like, that should be the end of the session, especially...
I coach a lot of kids at high school, and the two things I say to them all the time is you've got to put pressure on yourself, you've got to shoot the ball really at game pace, but you've got to do everything quicker. You do everything, when they just loll around and they bring the ball down and rub it on their nuts before they shoot us. What are you doing that for? You're shooting it from your forehead. What are you rubbing on your dick for? And they're all slow and they care.
Did he say nuts and dick? Is he talking about dick or lick?
Are you working at a school? Or?
Yeah, I coach. At this school I'm not. We've got a bloke up there called Rob Nolte who runs our basketball academy, and they're all over it. So I'm not.
So what's the school?
Meriden College.
So do you work at the school?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. Yeah. But every other school I've worked at, I'm always...
You said you were a teacher. Weren't you a chippy?
I was a chippy for 15 years, then I became a teacher. Because it was easier.
And are you...
a lot easier.
And are you...
Not less splinters.
And are you teaching Australian? not English. You would have Australian
Oh,
classes,
no, I
wouldn't
don't
you?
go anywhere near English. I'm no good at that stuff.
So what subjects are you teaching?
I'm a design and tech teacher. I've done a bit of science and a little bit of maths, but design and tech. So this is the thing we say, and it's only half a joke. We teach kids how to take long lengths of timber, cut them into short lengths, and throw it in the bin. And that's only half a joke, because that's half of it's exactly true.
Well, Ryan will be looking for some of your, Ryan, you need some apprenticeship.
I've got a huge pile of offcuts at home for my fire pot that have got kids' names on them and their little serving trays and their dovetail joints. And
What's the
heaps
basketball
of it.
facility like? What's the gym like?
Oh, at our place it's awesome. Double court gym with a big weights room and everything on it, and elevated grandstands both sides.
And do the associations use it?
Excellent. Yeah, they occasionally. But it's an awesome facility we've got at Merredin. The school itself, it's the best facility school I've ever worked at. I've worked at maybe 10 schools, and it's clearly the best facilities I've seen.
What was the name of it again?
Merredin State College. It's out the back of Curramundi. It's a place called Merredin Plains, but it's basically Caloundra.
In the hinterland.
No.
Carramundi's near Caloundra.
5 k's from the beach.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is really good.
Okay.
We've got awesome kitchens, awesome workshops. The science labs are excellent. Everything.
What's the enrollment ballpark?
Well, it used to be 2,900, but now it's down to about 1,800 because our suburb is ageing out.
Oh.
And it doesn't happen in older towns and in Brisbane and stuff, but in the newer towns like Gold Coast and Sunny Coast, suburbs have an age. So right now, Aura's being built, and everybody that's buying an Aura are 30, 35 years old with a couple of little kids. So that school is growing massively. But in 20 years' time, all those kids are going to grow up, they're going to move on, but the people
And
aren't
their
selling the
parents are
houses,
still
they're
in
going to
their house.
stay in that suburb because they like it there. So the school shrinks, and that's exactly what's happening to us. Our school's been open for 18 years, and in the last probably 8 years, it's dropped 1,000. So it's dropped about a third.
Wow.
Because suburbs are ageing out. My kids, for example, have all left school, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep my house in Curramundi, and I'm staying there. And a lot of people are like that, because if you did sell in Curramundi, where do you go? And that's almost the case anywhere in Australia now. If you sell, where do you go? Where's cheaper? Nowhere's cheaper, so there's no advantage to selling and moving somewhere else anymore.
I moved into this purely for podcasting.
And the view?
In the Steve McLeod Studios, we like to call it. Now, guys, what do we call it? We like to call it putting a bow in it.
Yeah, we got to tie a bow into this.
Well, while you've got Marcus here, because Marcus came, I turned 50 earlier on this year, and he came and hung out with me for a little bit on the beach for my birthday. And I heard stories about that 97 year that I couldn't even remember. So, because he seems to have a very good memory. He was the old man of the squad. He was 28. The rest of us were all under 22, 23.
Except Bill, yeah.
Except Bill. But Marcus told, because it was the first ever time that anyone from Queensland had won that club championship.
Yep.
It was only the fourth one.
The fourth one that had been held.
Ballarat, Northwest Tassie.
And this guy is the only guy ever to win it twice in a row with two separate teams.
So who's the other team you
I
won?
won it in 96 with Northwest Tassie. And that recipe was the exact opposite of Sunny Coast. We had the team formed in January. We had like 5 uniforms. We had 10 warm-up tops, and everything was set up. We had big crowds. We had sponsors.
So who was in that team?
A bloke called Dave Buer was probably the one you might know. Dave Buer.
He lives in Brisbane now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I think his
son Griffin is over playing professional 3-on-3 in Japan.
He was in Melbourne for a long time, Dave.
Yeah.
So Dave was a gun. He was a white dude, went left, threatened to go right, but never did. He was really good. Played as a rookie in the NBL at about 35 and did all right, but probably a little bit late. But he was a winner. He was like Billy Ross. He was just a winner.
So he was a colleague of the Yank who was a lobster fish or abalone fisherman. Do you remember that gentleman's name?
Dave got an abalone license from.
This guy was an American. I met him. And Dave started working for him, and at one time,
Al Hansen. Al's from Idaho, and he came cruising around the world when he's about 30.
Do you know what Outback's reminding me of? Greg Fox.
he does have a better memory than me.
Foxy's memory was nuts.
Yeah.
We would we'd say something and Fox would go, like you are, that person, and you go, oh God, I remember him.
Al was from Idaho, loved his fishing. He cruised around the world just on a trip when he was about 30. Came to Tassie and he's in Hobart, and in Hobart he said to somebody, geez, not many fishing boats here for a place this big. And the person he's talking to said, well, if you think this is uncrowded, go to the other end of the state, there's no one. So he went to Smithton, which is the end of the world, and there's a duck river there, and there was no one fishing. So you've got the entire Bass Strait and the west coast of Tassie is all yours. So Al set up there and bought a couple of abalone licences and a couple other boats. And at one point, he snuck into BRW's top 200 in Australia at one stage. And Al was the biggest supporter of Northwest Coast basketball, the Northwest Thunder, or they're called the Breakers, and they're called the Warriors, and they're called the Originals, and they're called the Brewers, but the same licence. Well, every time we're in trouble, Al, we've run a loss this year, and Al said, how much do you need to write out a cheque for whatever. He was awesome for us.
The sort of people you need for sport.
Brilliant. And he loved basketball, and he was the most humble, gentle man. He supported everybody. He was awesome. He was from Smithton boy, and he supported the Smithton team in the NWBU, but he was always there for the Thunder, always there. Brilliant man. He died about 2 years ago, and that's a fantastic
So
fella.
who coached that? Was that Phil Thomas?
Phil coached that year,
Yeah.
He got National Coach of the Year. Then the next year, Jim got National Coach of the Year, and I was played under both of them. And when Jim got his award, it was hilarious.
Sorry, we're going to pause this. All right, we're back. Sorry about the break. All right, we got one more really good story here coming from Marcus.
I had to bring it up because as the season started to draw on in '97, we realised that we were going okay. And Marcus, having won the championship the year before in '96 with a different team, everyone was asking him about it and getting the stories, because it was a big thing in that day, is that everyone wanted to get into the national playoffs and compete for a national championship. So, and then, mate, you want to take this over. You brought the championship winning watch.
I brought it into the room.
Watch?
We won a watch, a $10 heap of shit watch, but it said CBA National Championships on it. So I brought that into the room, and Benny Castle reached out to grab the watch, and I pulled it back and I said, no, you can't touch this one. You got to get your own. And to me, that meant a throwaway line. I didn't even think about it again. And then at the end of the year, Benny said to me, he said, when you did that to me, that inspired me. That made me want to get my own, because you wouldn't let me touch that one, you prick.
He's
So we got a ring that year, actually. We didn't get a watch.
Benny C is a competitive dude, seriously competitive man.
Benny.
So
Jeez, he's a good player.
Yeah, did I say Benny T? So,
6'5" point guard in the state league back in those days.
Great defender.
He was long too.
And he won the national final for us. On one play, he denied George Butler. So George Butler was the import for Cairns, who was Allen Iverson's backcourt buddy at Georgetown.
Yeah.
So, and he came out and played for Cairns, and George wanted the ball, and George had given it up. Benny had then gone off him, and then gave the ball to Tim Duggan. Timmy tried to get it back to George, and Benny, big long arm, denied. And we were buggered. It was a 48-minute game, and me, Benny, and
Stolly.
and Billy didn't come off. So we played the entire 48. So we were exhausted, but he had enough left in the tank just to get thumb down, and in the passing lane. And then Timmy took their last shot, front rimmed it. Billy got the rebound down the end and hit the shot
on the buzzer.
So this is back in the day where you didn't stop the clock. Right. So the ball went through with about 3 seconds to go.
No, 0.
Was it?
The ball went through the net as the buzzer went.
Right. So
let me test your memory. Did you guys play 2 20-minute halves?
No,
or 4 12s?
4 12s.
I love the game.
I got subbed out for 5 minutes, and my sub made 1 foul shot, and that was the only point scored off the bench for both teams for the grand final. It was just a 5-on-5 slog, no fast break.
So who did you beat in the state championship? Cairns.
They beat us Pop. We lost in the state.
They beat us in the state one?
Yeah, Rod Pop. Yeah.
Rod Pop, yeah.
They beat us in the state final, and then we beat them in the national final.
They've had some good teams over the years, Cairns, at that level.
But that run that we had, we beat a rest in peace Jason Joins Mount Gambier team by 1. We beat them by 1. We were
let's talk that one up. That was the day Stolly scored 43 in the national quarterfinal. Mount Gambier won the Southern Conference, and we went down to Mount Gambier to play against them, and at quarter time we were 35 points in front. At quarter time against the Southern Conference champions.
Jesus.
And I don't believe, if you don't believe me, I don't blame you.
Oh, I remember this because they changed their name to the Rented Mules.
Well, they lost the game on the last play of the game. They slowly pegged it away, but he had 43. Billy and the rest of us were quite subdued that day because we just kept chucking to him. At one point there in the first quarter, after he's just killed his third opponent, still only quarter time, and he's run past the coach going, who else you got, coach? Those last 3 were useless.
Oh, Larry Bird style. Good on you, Stolly.
And then...
that was brilliant.
Hey, you know what? I think we need to continue this chat over a beer.
Yeah, that's
because it's sort of got that sort of feel.
It does
about
have that beerish feel, doesn't
Yeah, but as you know, we're on a bit of a time limit here today, and I really apologise that
it? You could say we're time poor.
We could go on, but yeah.
Well,
Thank you very
First
much.
of all, once again, thank you, Stolly, for supporting us on our podcast, and also your continued support of the Basketball Association around South East Queensland. Good job, mate.
Thank you.
And
Handful of
Marcus,
knuckles.
it's absolutely been
Handful
a
of
pleasure
knuckles. Hey, you got some big mitts.
to see you again, mate. It's a pleasure. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.